Alright, so we're on January 31st, 2016. Call of Cthulhu. It's Daniel's first game. Welcome to YouTube.
Thank you.
Daniel, tell us about. We'll start by having you tell us about your character, Thomas Steen.
Thomas Steen is a semi-retired army captain.
Semi-retired, okay.
He's 36 years old. He's growing a beard.
Oh, he's got a beard, okay.
He kind of did a little drawing. Not the best drawer.
I'm a terrible drawer, so any drawing is a good drawing, as far as I'm concerned. He served in the Great War.
Mm-hmm. World War I?
Yeah,
World War I time, yes.
In the trenches. It was awful. It was horrible. You've seen a lot of dead bodies.
Led by example. He wasn't one of those leaders that told you what to do and sat back. He was the one who actually led.
He led from the front. It's surprising he survived then.
He was good at what he does.
Going over the top, boys. Okay, so what's he look like, just generally, besides the beard? What color hair has he got?
Brown.
Brown hair.
Like brown, brunette kind of guy.
Okay. Brown eyes?
Hazel.
Let's see. What is the size on your character sheet?
11.
11, so he's average size.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was going to say like 6'1", 6'2".
He's probably shorter than that with an 11. I can find the damn thing. Uh, 11 would give you between 66 and 68 inches.
6'70", so that's about.
So it's about
5'10", 5'11".
Yes, no, 66 to 68. At 68 is going to be 5'8", between 5'6" and 5'8". So he's kind of on the shorter side.
We'll go as tall as possible.
Okay, so he's 5'8", so he's basically my height. So, slim, solid. What's your character's strength?
12.
12. Okay, so he's probably semi-solid. Has he got some gray hair coming in from his experiences?
Yes.
And he's probably having a little trouble sleeping still to this day. He has nightmares once in a while. It's not so common that he sees a psychiatrist or anything for it.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes a buco of money. He's quite wealthy.
He'll have like the gray hair on the sides.
Do you have a house or do you have an apartment here in Providence?
Small, but 2-bedroom house.
Okay. Would you live in a ritzy neighborhood or in a kind of a more moderate neighborhood?
More modern.
Okay. So
trying to acclimate back to society.
Does your character have a car? Automobile? Or anything like that? He does have an automobile. Okay. We'll figure out the exact specifics on that. It's probably an older model.
Mm-hmm. He'd go
like
all
a
along.
Ford Model T. You want a hard top or a soft top? We'll at least get that idea down.
Hard top.
Okay. So I'll figure you out a Ford last 4 or 5 years. Ford Model T hard top. Alright, so let's see, what's the easiest way to get you involved here? And I'm throwing you in feet first, so good luck. The worst that happens if you fail is they all die. And so something.
So is that all?
The worst that happens, yeah.
Anyway, so
even me?
Probably. No, you'll probably just end up in jail.
Because I have 1 HP.
Here's what's been going on lately in Providence. It is June. It's Friday, June 11th, 1926.
Okay.
In the last week, you have. Oh wait. Does your character pay attention to local news? Does he listen to the radio? Does he get the newspaper?
Yes.
Okay. In the last week, there was a horrific kidnapping of a child, a little rich girl, inheritance of the Mitchell fortune, whose parents were murdered by a black man named Quincy Washington when he burned down their mansion across the river from Providence in East Providence. Quincy Washington was later put into a mental institution because he would not talk to anybody, whereupon he escaped, allegedly by a gang helped break him out.
Gang of women.
No, it wasn't women yet.
Yeah.
It was they didn't have any specifics on your first game. So broke him out of this mental institution in a town just north of Providence, about 2 or 3 miles out of town. A week ago, on Thursday before this yesterday, the Quincy Washington gang, as the press has so dubbed it, a gang of apparently all women except for led by Quincy Washington, the nefarious Negro, Quincy Washington, busted into Lily Mitchell's house, dragged her ass out, basically beat the crap out of some of the servants. Gunfire was exchanged between the servants and these people, and kidnapped her, tore out of the area. The whole city was shut down as far as like roadblocks of every road going in and out. Trains were being searched. There were boats in the harbor on the search. There were policemen were going door to door, asking to look in people's houses and basements or unused sheds and garages and that kind of thing. It was a huge manhunt. Quincy, Washington was nowhere to be found. So that was a little more than a week ago, and it looks like manhunt is slacking off now. Police are assuming that he has somehow gotten out of Providence. That's the biggest news in Providence right now. You are actually returning home. You've been out of town for the last couple days. You went up to nearby. I can't even think of what's nearby.
I don't know where that is.
We'll figure. I'll put something in the journal entry. It's one of the nearby towns. You have a friend from the war, another officer. He's like, "Oh, come up for a couple days." And so you went up, and you spent a couple of days. He had a nice house in the country, and it was relaxful. It was very nice, and it was good seeing him again. He was an old buddy. He was a. Do me a luck check. I'll let you make the first roll of the game. So you're gonna do percentiles. You're gonna do these guys. I've got a 10-sided die here. Number 2 here. Here it is. Okay, so these, what you want to roll is 55 or less when you read those, and the one with the zeros are the 10s, and the ones without are the 1s. So 56 out of 55. Okay. The officer you were visiting is actually a lower-ranking officer. He was a lieutenant that you knew during the war, and he's just been having some issues. And so you went up and you spent a couple days with him. It was really nice. He's been having weird dreams, creepy, scary dreams lately, and he needed just some companionship. He lives by himself. You're driving back. You've gotten a little lost on your return trip. You decided to drive instead of taking the train for whatever reason, even though the roads are terrible. And on the way home to Providence, a massive electrical storm just blasted the town. You got a little bit lost. It's hard to see the street signs. You find yourself in an area where there's like mansions, really big houses, and you know you're not in the right part of town, but you're having a little difficulty. It's late at night. It's probably close to midnight, maybe after that, when you suddenly hear gunfire from nearby. Blah, blah, blah. Quite a bit of gunfire, actually, and it starts kind of taking you back, and you hear some automatic gunfire as well, and you start looking around trying to figure out where this could be. I'm just, like I said, I'm just riding into this area. And not long after the gunfire, you slow your car down, you're kind of like cruising down the street. You can actually kind of make out, it sounds like police sirens in the distance, but it sounds like they're way off. And that's when you see a front door. There's one of the mansions, it's just a big house. Front door is just wide open. It's big double doors. They're wide open. It's dark in part of the house. There appears to be a broken window on one room, and there's light in there in one of the front bedrooms. And as you're watching, you see a little tiny man, maybe 4 foot tall. It's hard to tell what his features are at this distance, but he's bald, and he appears to be carrying a little girl who's a little smaller than him. Maybe she's 8 or 9 years old. It's hard to tell. And he is running down the front porch steps. What do you want to do? You're right now just driving very slowly down the street. The house is on your right, so you're kind of coming this way.
Stop and ask him what's going on.
Okay. He ignores you, and he runs by your car, and he says something to the effect, "They're in the house," and then he just runs by you. What do you want to do?
I yelled at him to try to get him to explain more.
Okay, he's running down the street in the rain, away from you.
He's just gone.
You're going this way. He kind of ran by your car like this, and he's heading kind of across the street and down the street. But the front doors of this mansion are just wide
I
open.
looked back at the house and tried to see if I could see anything else.
It's dark in the front entry area, but like I said, there's a light in the bedroom.
I go in and check out the bedroom.
Okay.
Go toward the light.
Okay. Are you going in the front door, or you want to try to go into a window, or how do you want to handle it?
I'll check the front door.
Okay. Another thing, is your character armed? Do you have a gun at any time? Do you just carry a gun? Okay, you do carry a handgun? Alright, if we need it, we'll figure out what kind it is. For now, we're just going to leave it. You're carrying probably a 45 semi-automatic pistol.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably because those were the 1911s were what the officers used. So that's probably what you've got. You walk into the foyer, you smell gunpowder. That's the first thing that hits you really hard is the stink of gunpowder. To your left is an open door. There's a man lying in a pool of blood on the floor. Another little man, and you realize he's Asian from what you can see of his face. What do you want to do? There are steps going up. There's like a hallway straight ahead of you, and then there's this lit room on your left. I'm going to try to do this from your perspective. With the guy just laying in the doorway.
I check the bodies to see if they're still alive.
Okay, you go to the little man, and there, when you get there, in the lit room, you can see there's another woman lying on the floor behind a bed. Like, off to one side, you can see it around the corner. She's also in a pool of blood. There is a little old lady sitting on the bed, or sitting on the floor on your side of the bed. She looks terrified.
Just like.
The guy that's on the ground appears to be unconscious. He's been shot, and he's not like bleeding out. He's just bleeding. He's kind of oozing blood.
It's like.
Oh, the bullet is probably still. Oh no, that was a shoulder shot. It went through his shoulder. It was
a through and through.
It's a through and through. Where is he? Here he is. Yeah, through his left shoulder and came out the back. It's a nasty wound, but you don't think that he will die from this wound. I mean, he's bleeding pretty well, but unless he's left for like a half an hour. Here's the lady that you see sitting on the bed, or sitting next to the bed on the floor. You also notice bullet holes in the wall to your right, in that same bedroom, like up the wall. Like someone lost control of this, like an automatic weapon just went ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. That's totally what it looks like to you.
So obviously it looks like an inexperienced person, possibly fired.
So, but it looks like they came in through the wall from the next room. What do you want to do? You got little short Chinese man. Make me spot hidden. Make me spot hidden, please. You can use the same percentiles. Whenever I ask for a skill check, you use those percentiles. Find your spot hidden under skills, and you want to roll that number or less.
That's a 0. Or I did find anything.
Then it should have a base number of like 25%. Okay.
10.
10? Okay. Put a little check next to spot hidden because it might go up at the end of the adventure. You notice when you're looking at the Chinese man who was the first one there, he's got sharp teeth. Like he's carved he has filed his teeth to points.
Okay.
It's a little unnerving. What do you want to do? So you got Chinese guy, woman on the floor in a pool of blood, and just an old lady sitting next to the bed, looking very terrified. And you also notice one other thing is that the window has been shattered in. One of the windows has been busted and there's glass all over the floor.
Well, being Army, my first instinct is to try to help those who are in those
That's fine.
And I checked on the woman who's in the pool of blood.
Okay, woman in pool of blood is also unconscious. She's been shot in the... I looked it up and it wasn't written down, so we're just going to do kind of a random... it looks like she's been hit down here somewhere. And give me a luck check. If you make it, it means the bullet passed through you. Otherwise, it's still in you.
No.
So you didn't make it?
No.
Okay. You see an entrance wound on her, but you do not see an exit wound, Daniel. So she's probably got a bullet in her.
Okay.
She is dressed conservatively. Describe your character for us, Katelyn.
They have short black hair. You won't see my eyes while I'm unconscious, but...
Yeah. She's tall,
I
right?
just look at the eye.
She's tall, right? Isn't she tall?
Yeah, she's tall.
So she's very leggy.
And she has like an average body type.
Oh, wow.
And she's just white. So.
She's very tall. There's what kind of pistol's on the ground next to you?
I have a 34 revolver.
There's a little 34 revolver on the floor next to her. Like it fell out of her right hand. Are you right-handed?
Yes.
So it's on her right side. There was another gun next to the little Chinaman too. It looked like he had a... He had a little 32, so a little smaller caliber than this pistol. What?
I thought my bullets are empty. It's just empty.
Yeah, he won't know that unless he actually picks it
Yeah.
up. The whole room stinks of gunpowder. Obviously a gunfight went on here.
Yeah, I just missed the firefight.
Now, if you use first aid on someone, you can either give them a few hit points back, or you can attempt to revive them. It's up to you.
It's like, would it revive me like they're dead?
No, revive would be like
I'm not
somebody who's unconscious. She's not dead. She's unconscious. And if you successfully use first aid on her, you could try to revive her.
Basically what he's saying is you can either give her hit points, she'll remain unconscious,
Right.
right? Or you can actually try to wake her up.
Right. And you can also do both. You can determine which order you want to go in as well. But it takes 2 different tries in order to do both things.
They both come out of first aid?
Yes.
I will do both.
What do you want to do first? You want to wake her up first or try to bind the wound up?
Try to bind the wound up.
What are you going to use to bind it? It's a bedroom, so anything you find in a typical bedroom, I think would be there.
I'll use some of the sheets.
Okay,
to wrap the wound.
You strip off some sheets, you try to wrap a wound up. Make me a first aid check.
What's your percentage in first aid?
16.
Okay.
He wasn't a medic, but he did learn a lot. What'd you get?
Oh wow, 86.
86. Okay, so you bind the wound up as best you can. You don't get any points back yet. You can still, someone else can try to do medicine on it. You only have one wound, so you can get one chance on that that's successful to get your points back. Do you want to try to wake her up then after that? Make a roll. I might give you this one anyway.
My first aid.
92.
She's gonna wake up anyway because I need somebody to work on this. Okay. So I'm gonna give you that. You don't get to put a check next to it, but you slap her face a little bit. You shake her a little bit, and you're doing a bad job. Wake up! And she finally kind of comes around. So Katelyn, you're very confused. There's a man. Are you in uniform? You're not. Are you just wearing a suit? Just a nice suit and tie. Okay. Hat. You got a hat on your head. You probably did he have a rain slicker or something in the car, or was he caught unawares? Okay, so you're a little wet. It's really coming down still out there. So Katelyn, you wake up and there's a man. Did you hear his description earlier? He's got a beard. Obviously,
5'8", beard,
American,
brown hair, facial eyes.
He's like kneeling over you. You've been rolled on your back, and he's kind of like gently trying to slap your face and wake you up.
Yeah, I guess I'm just going to manage the confusion, like, what happened? Like,
okay.
Where am I?
That's what she says to you.
So I'm speaking back to her now.
Mm-hmm. If you want, you can use like your voice.
I'm basically going to do the whole stereotypical, are you okay? What happened?
Okay.
I guess I'm still laying down, right?
You're laying on your back.
Okay.
You realize you're in the same room. You can hear the wind blowing in through the broken window. You don't know how much time has passed. You can hear sirens, but they're pretty far off. Like police sirens.
It jolts up and I look around. And
it hurts like hell when you sit up.
Yeah, and I'm like, ow!
I go to grab her, like, slow down, slow down.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes up, I try to grab it.
Okay, yeah, you can cradle her.
I forgot her name. Sophie? Sophie, that old lady?
Yeah, Sophie Upton. Miss Upton.
Where's Sophie and the girl?
I'm sorry, I don't know who Sophie that is. I just arrived.
Do me a spot hidden, Kate, and see if you notice her. You're kind of at a bad angle to do so.
Yeah,
but
I'm just like...
And you're also a little confused.
Nope.
No, okay. You only look around a little bit then, and you haven't seen her yet, is all.
It's like little old lady. Have you seen her?
There's a little lady scared just next to you over here.
Okay.
Yeah, she's pretty much on the opposite side of the bed
Opposite,
from where you were lying. That's why you didn't notice her.
What about the
Hit
little girl?
points.
It was a little girl too. I was protecting both of them.
Yes, they were both in the room the last you remember.
Yeah.
Mrs. Upton, they were both on your side of the bed last you remember.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Upton is now on the opposite side of the bed from you, sitting on the floor, like looking very shaken. No sign of Lily.
She's asking me about her.
Yeah, she said, what about the little girl?
When I arrived,
did you ask him? You asked him?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
When I arrived, this weird-looking small bald dude ran by me holding a little girl. What was he saying? They're here, they're here.
They're in the house.
They're in the house.
She curses then. Probably not crap.
I mean...
Great Caesar's ghost!
I'm a little...
No, fuck's not the vernacular. Like, neither is shit, actually. Neither one of those words are common. Oh.
So damn is probably used a lot. Damn bastard.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll just be like, damn.
Great, God! What are you guys doing?
I would, immediate exposure, I would keep trying to adjust the wound. I don't know if I can do that.
You don't know how. You wrapped it up. You haven't really had a chance to look at it yet, and she's trying to talk to you.
I don't have anything else to say. I just don't know what to do now because they're gone.
Well,
is there anyone
there's
else?
two other...
Is there anyone else you know of around here? Is there anyone else that was with you?
Yes, there was a boxer.
A boxer?
She seems a little out of it. Well, she's just been shot.
And a black guy. Have you seen either of them?
I saw it. No, the guy was one of the two Asian.
Yeah, he's not dead. The guy on the floor is not dead. He's just unconscious, too.
I have not seen a black man. There's this unconscious Asian man over here.
Oriental is actually
Oriental.
the term that you would use in the 20s.
Oriental man over here on the floor, a little bit in front of you.
I think black was used, but not as much as Negro.
Or colored.
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 Color's very common for the vernacular for black people.
Okay.
If you're being polite.
Oh.
If you're not, there's a whole range of names.
I'm not really sure what to do at this point. Kind of hurts to get up, so I can't really move.
Now you can move and get up and stuff. It does hurt.
Yeah.
But
And I wrapped the wound, so you're not really like the blood's not going everywhere anymore.
well, she wasn't bleeding a whole lot. It was more of an oozing thing, and that's
Oh.
why you suggest. That's why you think the bullet's still in there because it's keeping her from bleeding a lot.
Mm-hmm. Are you thinking you'd be okay if I try to search the rest of the house for anyone else?
I don't.
Like I'll sit you up and lean you against like the bottom of the bed, like on the floor, back against like the footboard.
I'm just gonna warn you about the Chinese men that you see on the floor. They're not good people. Just be careful.
What do you do then, Daniel? Or what? So are you just sitting?
Are there curtains that have the rope drawstring against the window?
Yes. Yeah.
I
But
want to take
the broken window, the curtains are kind of blowing.
No, I don't need the curtains. I need that rope. The drawstring.
Yeah. You can
I want to take that drawstring, break it off the rip it off the curtains, and
Okay.
because I don't know about she just warned me about it, just to be safe. I want to kind of
You tie his hand behind his back?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. You take 20 seconds, 30 seconds, yep. The sirens are getting closer. But you still have probably several minutes. And you hear him too. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go?
She seems to be stable, so I want to. What were the other rooms? It was upstairs and then the dark room, all right?
There's an upstairs. There was a room across the hall from this one that's dark. You know that there was bullets that came through the back wall. Okay? Yeah.
Go down the hall.
Let's see what it is. Okay, you head down the hall. There's an archway to the left. Looks like a dining room. The lights are on in there. There is a man lying on the floor in a pool of blood. To your left, there's a shotgun, a double-barreled shotgun on the floor next to him. There's the stink of gunpowder strong in this room too. There's a Negro. If you're facing in, like you peek in the room like this, so you got one guy who's where Kyle's sitting on the floor. The Negro's over here on the other side of the big table in the middle of the room, on his face. And you recognize a Browning automatic rifle on the ground next to him, which you haven't seen since the war, as well as what appears to be a shotgun that has had the stock and the
sawed-off?
Yeah, it's basically a sawed-off shotgun. It's not exactly a sawed-off. It looks inexpertly done.
Like a cheat.
And then there's this giant table in the middle of the room with chairs around it. What do you want to do? There's a lot of blood on the
Again,
ground.
I check on the bleeding man.
He's in terrible shape. He has to get to a hospital soon, or he's going to die. That's pretty much all there is to it.
Can I do a first aid check to try to at least somewhat stabilize him?
Yes. Yeah, you can make. Yeah, go for it. You won't be able to. You're not going to be able to bring this guy around. He is fucked. He's been hit twice.
57. That's below.
That is well. Okay, so you basically are you're gonna basically do a quickie, down and dirty. You grab the tablecloth and pull it off and rip it into shreds and give him a real quick down and dirty. It looks like he was hit in the hip. Boom. You're guessing. You don't know how bad that is. The other bullet obviously grazed his skull. He's really in bad shape. You pretty much try to wrap him up and try not to move him too much. Yeah, he's messed up. This guy has to get to a hospital. That only takes you less than a minute to get him dealt with. While you're on the floor dealing with him, you guys didn't kill anybody in that room, did you?
No.
No, that's right. Okay, so, now look. And same with you. You've got some time if you want to do stuff. Mrs. Upton is just...
I'm going to put my handgun away that's on the floor.
Okay, you pick it up.
And then I hobble toward the dining room.
Okay. You step by. He tied up the little Chinaman, so you head that way. You come in just as he's finishing up with Hernandez. Hernandez looks like he's in terrible shape. He's really pale. There's a huge pool of blood around him on the floor. It is a mess. You have just finished Hernandez when she appears in the archway.
She crawling.
I go to her.
She can walk.
Okay.
She got hit like here.
So
I go to her and be like, "Are you sure you should be moving?"
She can't move.
Oh, did you roll where she got hit?
Yeah. Hip
and
head.
Hip and head.
Yeah.
Actually, I think head was
She
the last time.
She dodged the leg shot because he tried to shoot her in the leg, and I didn't give her a dodge check. If you ever get shot at, make sure to remind me that you want to try to get out of the way of the bullet, because sometimes I forget with players, and I did that with Hannah last session. And I felt bad afterwards, so we retroed that out, and one of the bullets didn't actually hit her, because the guy basically just like, boom, boom, boom. And
Do you have a high dodge because you're a boxer? Because you should.
yeah, she has her dodge up pretty high, I think.
My dodge is 75.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
but sometimes you can't get out of the way.
Can we roll where I've been shot real quick?
You were shot, no, we already rolled.
Oh, you know it?
Bullet hit you in the right shoulder.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, because I reread all the role-playing journals yesterday to make sure I knew everything
Did
that
I get
happened.
shot once?
You only got hit once. Remember, you're only unconscious.
Is this
Yeah.
the room that's on the other side of the wall with the first
Yes.
one?
Yes. You're guessing the bullet holes are now on this side of you, and you're guessing that they're from the BAR. And they go up the wall and up into the ceiling.
Okay.
So somebody went when the kick hit.
I'm going to go check on the colored man.
Okay. No, that's exactly the right way to.
I know, it's so...
If you're a dick, you would say worse things.
yeah.
How's the coon?
Oh no! Jesus! Oh no!
Where? Well, to be quite honest, okay, let me tell you a quick little story. When I worked at the Bryan Times, I had to do some research on old newspapers, and in the 20s, there was a headline that read, Coon Hunt in Williams County.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, that seems interesting. It was about a black guy who was an escaped prisoner who came into town in a boxcar and got off in town, and they found out about it, and so they had a manhunt for this escaped prisoner. And that was the title, so it was appropriate use of the word.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not appropriate, but it wasn't seen as racist in that time.
God, if you took people from 100 years ago and brought them to today, their minds would be blown.
Yeah, they would. They wouldn't do well. Anyway, so yeah. So you go check on the colored man. He is also unconscious. Like I said, he took a bullet in the, what did I say just now? The right shoulder. It doesn't look like it went through. The bullet's still in. He's just oozing blood. Do you want to try to heal him or
First,
wake
I
him
asked
up?
Kurt, do you know who this is, or is he part of your group?
Yes.
Good question.
Okay. Then yes, I do.
Okay. What do you want to do first? Wake him up or try to find the wound?
Find the wound. Or heal the wound. Or
Okay. Make a first aid check.
Ooh, 85.
Failed that one.
Wow.
You suck at binding wounds. You bind it up as best you can. You haven't made a first aid check yet. Oh, no, you made hers.
Yeah.
Don't forget to put check next to first aid.
Well, he gets creeped out by dead bodies, right?
No, he doesn't get creeped out by dead bodies. Dead bodies could be like, yeah, I've seen a couple hundred of these.
Well, I'm a field medic, not a doctor, so...
True. Alright, so you're going to try to wake him up after you bind his wound? Make me another roll.
31, he's awake.
Okay, Kyle, you find yourself gently awoken. There's a lot of water on the floor you can just get. You kind of splash in his face, that helps a little bit too, and then he kind of wakes you up. There's a man kneeling over you. You're on your back. He is a white man with beard, wearing a decent suit. It's a little disheveled. There are probably some blood stains on, well...
I'm dealing with them a little.
There's probably some blood.
Is it still wet, like on the shoulders and stuff?
Yeah. And there was a ton of blood around her kid.
So I probably got some like on my knees, the legs a little
Knees,
bit.
and definitely your shoes are...
I'm tracing footsteps.
Yes, you are. It's disturbing, to say the least. So that's what you wake up to, Kyle.
I want to look for the rifle.
She's been stealing.
Make a luck check to see if it's within your grasp.
Is she awake? Are you awake?
No, she's not awake.
The room stinks of gunpowder.
Failed.